More developed?
Yeah.
Okay. How often do you go back to Jamaica?
In my 3.5 years I've been here, I've only been back once, and that was for a funeral, so I haven't met much. That's beyond just not wanting to go back, because I want to go back so bad. I'd go back every summer if I could.
What do you miss?
Friends,
The culture?
yeah, definitely the culture. The food, the food. That's another thing, probably stereotypical, that Americans is all about fast food, and while Jamaicans like a lot of cooked food and stuff like that.
What about the, there's this persona in the islands that, do you miss island time, as they say?
Oh, island time is a myth, but it's not a myth because it's true, and that when, like, for example, when a Caribbean says, yeah, I'll be there soon, that could take 2 hours. But
they're not, is this one of the differences, like, in America, you're expected to be, when you say soon, you're supposed to be there on time.
Yeah.
But, like, in the Caribbean, you know, this kind of goes around with the fast food type of thing.
Yeah.
Where, like, everything in America is fast.
Yeah,
But, you know, everything down there is, you know, you move at your own pace.
Yeah.
And no one has these high expectations of you being there fast. They just want you to get there.
Yeah. Work-wise, you have to be on time. That's different. Occupation-wise, you have to be on time because it's your job.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just, I think it's the way we think subconsciously, because we say we'll soon be there, and you probably want to be there soon, but there's something like we kind of say it to please the person, you know what I mean? Like we say we're gonna be there soon, instead of actually saying we're here and we're gonna be here soon. We're 5 minutes away and we're gonna be here soon. It's a lot more relaxed here, especially compared to New York, you know, because New York is so much busier, and yeah, there's a lot more transportation choices as well.
So
in here than in Jamaica.
How did you hear about Rollins?
Interesting. I've heard the name Rollins. Floating around like once or twice during my high school years. I heard that, you know, I played soccer, and in high school I played soccer. You know, you hear about local teams, and you hear like teams like Rollins, Stetson, like traditional good soccer teams. They weren't in my choices at all, college choices. But my coach put me out of class my senior year, and he told me that there was going to be a Rollins college coach, soccer coach, he was going to call me, and I was like, you know, it's not one of my choices, you know, I don't know. And he said, just take the call and see what happens. Can't lose anything. I did that, started talking to him, as long as with a few other college coaches, and then went through the whole process. They offered a good amount of money, and then here I am. And I've enjoyed it so far, so I can't complain.
Good shit. So, let me just make sure. Your parents live in America as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you immigrated as a family?
Yeah, we immigrated as a family.
Okay. Do you have any younger sisters?
I have one younger brother.
How much younger is he?
He is 2.5 years younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's basically, he basically had the almost same experience. He's not so young that he really didn't have
yeah, definitely.
Okay. What do you think life would be like if you had not come to the U.S.?
Like,
what do you think you would be now?
Pretty much similar. Right now, I'll be deciding where I want to go to college. Actually, it's funny because the education system in Jamaica is that we go. High school starts at 7th grade because we don't have like a middle school, so we go from elementary or primary, whatever you want to call it, from grade 1 to 6. We start high school, and I left after my 9th grade, so I came here as a sophomore. And another thing is, it's funny because a lot of Jamaicans who come here, they get held back in a grade. I know it's like a routine thing, but because, you know, get used to the education system. But I didn't get that because I guess my grades were so good, and I was glad because I didn't want to get held back. But yeah, so here we go from, say, for less confusion's sake, 7th to 12th grade, and in Jamaica you have 7th to 12th grade, but 12th grade is considered like 2 years.
Okay.
And, yeah, so
like the German system or like the European system.
Yeah.
Okay.
So technically 13 years. So most of my friends who are in my classes are getting ready to go to college now. figuring out where they want to go. And what was the question again?
Well, it's fine.
I was getting somewhere with this. Oh no, yeah. What would I feel like if I was still there?
Oh yeah, fine.
But I think I'd have been pretty much the same. Soccer-wise, probably wouldn't be as good, but that's besides the point. I regret and love coming to America at the same time in that I feel, and most Jamaicans will agree, we think the Jamaican education system is a little bit better, and I feel like I probably would have gotten more out of my education if I had stayed there.
Okay.
And that's a personal choice.
How about higher education, college?
There are two main colleges in Jamaica. And that's another thing, is that there's only two, and they're both in Kingston, so it's hard for a lot of people. That's why a lot of Jamaicans go abroad for college. Get a student visa, go abroad. I don't know what the situation would have been like if I would have stayed there or come here. That was something I had to decide, or I would be deciding now. But
you think you would have gone if you had finished the Jamaican 13th grade, or that extra year?
Yeah.
Do you think you would have gotten a student visa and come to the U.S., or would you have left your family to come to the U.S. to study, or?
That's hard to decide now. There are a few factors involved. Money is one. Leaving my family is another one. Where do I want to go? The cold, because Jamaicans don't know about cold. And stuff like that. And I think it would be hard to say what I would do now, because things come around. I never thought I would be at Rollins, and here I am. You know what I mean? So it's hard to tell, but it would be what would be best, given the factors and this kind of thing.
How easy was it for you to get a green card and come to the U.S.? Was it a very, can you describe the process and,
The process wasn't long. I was young, so my parents took most of it. My mom's sister, who lived in Queens, she filed for us. So
okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't like we had to go through this by ourselves.
They were sponsoring you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it took a few years. It got actually pushed back because of 9/11.
Oh.
And so
so you're supposed to come earlier?
Yeah, I was supposed to get a green card earlier, but because 9/11 got pushed back a little bit. And I mean, overall, it wasn't that bad. We didn't have any problems. Like a lot of Jamaicans, because I remember I went with my family to the U.S. Immigration Office in Jamaica, to get everything finalized, whatever. And we're so nervous, even though we have to be, because a lot of Jamaicans are nervous. Some don't get the green card. We didn't really have any reason to be nervous. There's nothing on the record or anything like that. But it's just that feeling, oh, we finally got it type of thing. And I mean, it was bittersweet, because I'm I can go to America, and at the same time, I'm gonna leave Jamaica, you know what I mean? But it wasn't that bad. It was pretty easy. It's funny because my grandfather was filing for some of my cousins, my mom's that was filing for, but he died during the process, so they had to get a lawyer to kind of defend him and say, well, this is what happened, because we were a few years into the process, and then because my grandfather died, they had to start over technically. But they're here now. They're actually living in New Jersey, so that's good for them.
Okay. So, are you happy with going to America?
I enjoy it. As I said, there's not necessarily good or bad, but there's some regrets and some things that you like about it. So I mean, you gotta give and take. And it's funny because my dad gave me a book to read before I came. Before I came to America, I forgot what it's called. Something about cheese. You ever seen that book? It's basically it's books about change, and change can be good, because everyone's oh, I gotta leave. My dad gave me this book to read, and it's yo, we changes. Everyone goes through changes, so.
What were some feelings that you had? Were you scared? Were you nervous? Or were you just okay? I've been to America so many times, it's gonna be the same.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be the same because you just spend a few months or a few weeks. It was different because I know I was living here, but it was more exciting, I guess, because it was man, I'm living in America.
Yeah.
And I knew things were a lot easier. And there were more things to do here, and so I was I can get used to this. I remember coming. The thing is, before I came, Actually, no, never mind. But it's funny because all the time I used to go to New York, and I would have been living in New York actually if I would never heard of Islands, in Queens. But we had family in New Jersey who moved down here, and we said, weather-wise, we'd much prefer Orlando, and that's why we're here.
Would you consider yourself lucky to get off of the island?
That's a tough question. I wouldn't consider myself lucky because I think either way, I would have been able to get a good education where I want and be able to do whatever I want to do. It's just different. I wouldn't say it's a matter of luck, but there are more opportunities here. As you can see, I play soccer now. Rollins is a good school, so it's give or take, but I wouldn't consider myself lucky nor unlucky to be here. That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I have 2 more questions. They're not related to this, but I just want to know.
Yeah.
Does Jamaica have a bobsled team?
Not currently, no.
Okay. And who would win, you or Usain Bolt?
Oh, Usain Bolt would cream me easily.
That's not the answer I wanted. Just kidding. All right, thanks a lot, Kenny.
No problem, man.
Thanks.